We're here at the UiPath Together Public Sector Summit with Jay Lambke, President, Government Acquisitions Incorporated. Jay, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Let me start by asking, where has automation made a meaningful difference in how the government serves the public these days?
Well, so great question. First, I would say there's where it has and where it will. Where it has made an impact is we see many agencies across the federal government implementing RPA and automation, but it really started in finance and accounting, and that's kind of the low-hanging fruit, or in the contracting side, and so we've seen a lot of work, a lot of value delivered in that space. What we're seeing now is it's starting to move out into the mission side of the business of government. And so we're seeing it impact more than just finance, accounting, and contracting, but really the delivery of citizen services. So we're seeing a lot happen in there. It's exciting.
And then what do you see driving the growth of automation in government in particular? And how do you see that changing in the year ahead, and why?
Well, you know, I think I read a statistic the other day that May was marked 1 year that we've actually had more jobs available than people to fill those jobs. So we could be at effectively a negative unemployment, right? And so with that kind of pressure to get great employees, it's important to be able to streamline as much and automate as much of the business operations as you can, so you A, potentially need fewer people, and B, can free up the people that you're bringing in to focus much more on the knowledge work, or the work they were actually hired to do. And so one of the big parts of attracting and retaining great talent is the ability to be able to tell them that they're coming into a modern work environment where they have automations in place to handle a bunch of the kind of repetitive and sometimes more mundane tasks that allow them to really focus much more on the knowledge work.
And then next, how far along would you say agencies are in training employees to use automation to do their jobs more efficiently, or do more valuable work?
Yeah, another great question. It's mixed, like you see across the federal government is a giant entity, and so we see some organizations that are doing a great job, and we see some that still have. They're not working to educate their employees like they should, so there's still this fear factor around automation. Automations might take my job or might make me less relevant. No, in fact, it'll make you way better at your job. And so we've seen some customers have done a great job educating their workforce and helping them see what's possible through automation, and others who frankly haven't gotten there yet, and we're trying to help them. One of the things we do as a company is come in and do a lot of proactive education. We do workshops. We do. My CTO comes in and my automation leader come in and do the art of the possible. So here's what's possible through automation. And since we're not a producer, we're not UiPath, but we're a UiPath partner. Sometimes they tend to look at what we say a little differently, because we're not trying to sell them something, we're trying to solve a problem for them.
Lastly, you talked a little about how we're seeing automation evolve from back office to mission critical activities. What do you think is really taking place and that will help accelerate that change?
I think, so I referenced earlier where we are from an unemployment and a jobs standpoint. I think that pressure alone will help accelerate. The other thing is I see when the customer starts to understand the benefits and the power that comes from automation, it's a natural thing to say, oh man, I can use this in the real mission side of my operations to help not just allow knowledge workers to focus on knowledge work, but to totally reduce error rates, high degrees of accuracy. A bot doesn't sleep. It doesn't take coffee breaks. It tends to be highly more accurate, or they tend to be highly more accurate. And so it's that you have an employee morale benefit that comes and a mission benefit. And so I think, in short, going back to what I was saying before, if you see what happened, once they see what happened in finance and accounting and the benefit derived, it's a natural extension to say, hey, can you come do this over here? So that's what we see happening a lot.
Well, Jay Lambke, thank you so much for joining us and sharing some of your insights on automation in government.